Welcome, laziest men on Mars, to Geek Salad's Retro Movie Review from the Geek Salad Podcast. I'm Andy.
I'm Droppo.
You are the Gilligan of your day, Droppo.
Yes.
And joining us tonight for our look at Mystery Science Theater and Rifftrax for the holidays is friend of the show, frequent contributor, Mr. Kurt Smith. Welcome back, Kurt.
Hiya. How's everybody?
Not too bad. I'm sorry I wasn't able to buy you a Golden Globe.
Oh, I want some split piazzadora soup.
Nah. With lentils?
Lentils, yes.
Just so you guys know, I've got the landing legs.
Well, we've landed. I guess we'll just have to take your word for that.
I finally have just landed. Didn't know that.
All right. So, exposure to Mystery Science Theater 3000's Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Where was this kind of in your MST upbringing?
I believe I saw Santa Claus first because the first MST 3K that I remember ever watching was Mitchell.
Okay.
So I think I saw Santa Claus first.
Okay.
But going back and rewatching it and seeing this one afterwards, I'm like, oh, which one do I like more? They're both really, really good.
Kurt, how about you?
This one was well, I actually knew about Santa Claus Conquers the Martians before I knew about MST.
Right.
When I started researching, but like in high school, I started researching like films considered like the worst ever, so like Manos and this, or some of the other bad movies that are my bread and butter. But this one, oh geez, I think it was fairly when I first started getting really into Mystery Science Theater when I was in school.
Yeah.
Watch this. I watch it like I have to watch it every year. This, and I normally do like the double bill with this and Santa Claus because they're both yeah. They're both good. They both bring a lot to the table. I mean, that's it. One, I think Santa Claus Conquers the Martians is a little bit more of a sillier movie than Santa Claus, so I think that kind of helps give it the edge over Santa Claus. But the riffs in Santa Claus are just hilarious too.
Yeah. So to your point about that, narratively, I can't believe I'm saying this. This has got a tighter narrative structure than Santa Claus does.
Mm-hmm.
Santa Claus is a comedy in 3 parts. This actually, we know the general conceit right away. This was the first Mystery Science Theater I ever watched.
Huh.
I have a very soft spot in my heart for this one. I love this one.
This is not a bad way to start your relationship with MST3K.
No.
Nope.
And I didn't even think we watched it at Christmas either, which made it even better. But
yeah, because there are some episodes where like the movie riffing is fantastic. The host segments are okay, and there's some where the host segments are fantastic. The movie riffing is like it's good, not great. This one, except for maybe the last host segment,
and that one was a little Capricorn for my
but for me, like all the other host segments and the movie riffing is just amazing.
Well,
we got Patrick Swayze Christmas out of this one.
Exactly. Yeah. That's where we get that one. I to this day I still have never actually seen Roadhouse in its entirety. But I do know what happens because of this song.
I have seen it many times, and I will gladly come on when you guys inevitably review it.
I didn't realize that this episode came out like only 2 years after Roadhouse.
Mm-hmm.
So at least one of the writers must have been a big fan.
Do you have the original air date for this one, Mike?
December 21st, 1991.
1991, okay. And Roadhouse, I think, came out in 88. So
89.
89. Okay, yeah, wow. Yep. All right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if the writers saw it in the theater or if they got it on video, rented on VHS afterwards, but someone must have like, this movie is kind of goofy fun, so
yeah,
let's do a song about
this. This episode aired my first Christmas. Now that I think about it, you were on December
Wow.
1991. So yeah, that was my first Christmas because I was born in May of that year.
Wow, you youngin.
Oh.
It was
Yeah, I'm the young
fourth.
buck here.
Well,
Yeah,
May
so
is, we're all
91. I was
great people.
just home from college, my freshman year of college. So
May has all great birthdays.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But this movie is just loaded with zingers.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. It's an impressive array of riffs.
Yeah.
That just stick with me.
Plus, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but the movie's kind of goofy.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
They decided to kidnap the two kids so that no
Mhm.
one will know that Santa Claus is conquered by Martians. And yet, let's leave the elves and Mrs. Claus and the just giant robot. Let's just leave them behind. No one's going to know anything. The elves and Mrs. Claus, they won't identify us. Don't worry about it.
Winky was going to talk. Blinky, sir.
Winky.
Blinky, sir.
They all look like C. Everett Koop, which is just hilarious.
They'll never know that Santa Claus was conquered by Martians. Do you realize what you just said?
You said.
Also, let's not forget the fact that they use Whammo air blasters as their main weapons in this movie.
He moved.
And
what was it?
Noonan.
Was it when the toy machine's malfunctioning towards the end of the movie? Oh, we'll just ship them off to Whammo.
Yeah. Oh God! One of my favorite things is because this is the first one I ever saw, was just how spot on they are with everything. The reporter comes in. Excuse me, Santa, get the hell out of my workshop.
Thunder and Blitzen and Nixon.
Yeah, what's in the pipe, Santa?
Was it? The cinematic Titanic version of Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. It's with Nixon and Chuck Colson and Spiro Agnew.
I also love how when they bring in the German scientist.
Oh my God!
Oh, Werner von Green.
Difficult man Führer.
I was only following. Oh.
Good morning.
Good morning. Paper towels are on the patio chair. Paper towels are on the patio table.
So that rocket's just kind of going up there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it does. It just goes up.
Oh, stock footage.
I love too that they're going to forego months of safety just to try to rescue Santa Claus.
Just to get Santa. Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna let my kids down.
How many astronauts do you think died because of that?
All of them. They all
died. And meanwhile, it's Bobby and Betty Foster.
Oh God.
Billy Foster is the secret device.
This movie. This movie, man. I don't know what you have to smoke to make a movie like this, but I'm kind of happy it exists because it's such a bizarre. The movie itself is it's such a fun movie to watch because it's just how incredibly batshit it is.
Right.
And it is a great Christmas movie, not because it's good, but because it's just memorable because of how weird and funky it is.
Exactly. I was trying to explain to my son while we were watching it about what Bomar, Boy Martian, Gurmar, Go Martian, Momar, Mother Martian,
Gaddafi.
Sorry.
I do have to say I haven't seen this episode in a while. And watching it nowadays, just yesterday, there were a lot of jokes that completely flew over my head when I was younger.
Yeah.
And now now that I'm more versed in the movie verse, I was like, oh, I get it now. And that is even funnier than it was before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even the lentils joke gets to me now because lentils.
Oh, lentils.
Yeah. One of my favorite lines in this though was after Droppo brings them their pills for dinner, and Santa Claus is like, "Pills for dinner? What are we, Judy Garland?"
Garland. Oh.
Yeah. But you ever seen a
The Earth
grown man
programs.
scream, kids?
Oh, those Earth programs, it confuses them, especially Twin Peaks.
Charlie was bearing down on us pretty hard then. The amount of Vietnam references they made about Big John Call.
Yeah. Who, by the way, is a really good Santa Claus. I will absolutely give John Call 100% credit for being actually a really good Santa Claus committed to film.
I thought he was a better Santa Claus than the guy in the Santa Claus Mexican movie.
Right, but we haven't actually heard his original voice. We just heard his,
just for the dub,
his overdub,
And let's not forget the polar bear.
Oh my God, the polar bear!
You can see the scenes.
You can see the scene. You can see the drape.
They clearly just went to a costume shop and rented it for the hour.
Yeah.
Oh, you can see the hood over. You can see the hood. It's just draped on his shoulders.
Not since the eye creatures have costumes in that bad.
Oh, guys, I'll be right back. Continue talking.
We'll talk amongst ourselves.
Hello.
Oh boy.
I think he's gone.
Let's
take a look and book. Oh, his head must have gone 75 feet.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I think I know what I was gonna say. I think I remember seeing when Primus did a song called Jenny's on Smack, and they did it at Bonnaroo like about a decade ago. And it's kind of like they show Christmas footage during it. Like when my buddy and I saw them down in Indianapolis, they used A Visit to Santa, which is a Rifftrax short that they did. Yeah. That's really funny. But when they did it at Bonnaroo, they did it with some footage from Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. So we know at least Les Claypool and them know about this movie because of course.
Well, I know. Did you watch the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special?
Yes. I have not. I actually did not watch that one. I do need to.
Kevin Bacon actually is watching it.
Yeah,
but he does that thing that like people do when they just turn on the television in movies, where they just turn it on, take 1 second, like.
I mean, in fairness, you look at this movie, you see how goofy it is, and you start laughing yourself as well.
Well, considering how much like plumbing equipment went into their helmets.
Oh yeah, the big like pipe on one end, and like the TV antenna, like the rabbit ears out the top of the head.
Yeah. And the fact that they couldn't tell that Droppo was not Santa, despite the fact that he had the antennas on, and the hat wouldn't even cover them. It was
it was brilliant. I really feel like there were like some name comedy actors in this movie.
Actually, apparently the guy who played Droppo had a fairly large role in Steel Magnolias.
Really?
He was also on Sesame Street.
Yeah, he was dang it, what's his name?
Oh, hang on, here I had it.
I'm pulling it up right now.
Yeah, Bill McCutcheon was Droppo, and he was Owen Jenkins in Steel Magnolias, who was Shirley MacLaine's kind of boyfriend.
Oh, okay, yep. Mr. Destiny.
He was also Uncle Wally on Sesame Street from 84 to 98.
Okay.
Yeah. And I guess a lot of the actors here, the producer, who was the kind of like the guy who was in charge of this whole thing, he wrote the screenplay also, he got them off Broadway.
Really?
Huh.
Yeah, a lot of these actors, this was their very first movie, and they came right from Broadway. I guess John Call and the kid who played Billy were both on, I think, in Oliver.
Okay.
Huh. Wow.
You
get off Broadway in your first role as Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Yeah.
It's work.
And of course, the fantastic soundtrack by Milton DeLugg.
It's delightful. It's Delug.
Oh, that's just the Jeopardy theme in a minor key.
Minor key. Yeah, it's
love the whole thing
just,
with like Tor picking up the kids. Ow!
Oh,
no, it
Tor.
wasn't with the kids. It was with Winky.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the elves. Yeah.
Ow, my spine!
Yeah, because I know if I see a giant robot slowly walking towards me, I'm just gonna stand there and stare at him for a while.
Yeah, you just gotta.
That's
you have
not
to.
Santa's
That's real.
castle. He's the one who doesn't like us. Oh, who wouldn't like you, sweetheart?
Oh, everyone to your post. VOW post 268.
Oh man, the thing is too, like, we were so last week during Thanksgiving we were very sick. Like the entire house was sick, and so this is what we did. We watched this. We actually watched Santa Claus, and we watched some of the best of Rifftrax Santa's Village of Madness.
Oh, God, that one's so great.
And afterwards, I'm sitting, I'm eating something. It's like the first solid food I'd had in days, and I'm like, they'll die in a vacuum, burn up on re-entry on Christmas Day. You'll wake up and say, Santa Claus was killed on his way home.
Yeah, my planet needs me. Santa this way.
Exactly
just home planet.
Man, this really is a great movie.
Yeah,
it is.
Well, great.
There were times when I go to the grocery store with the automatic doors. I just point out and go, "Open, Coco the Clown Room."
Coco the Clown Room. Oh gosh, it's just so much fun.
Yeah.
It's again. This one's probably. I think this one's my top 5 for sure.
Absolutely.
Definitely top 5.
This and Mitchell are my favorite Joels anyway. So
I think I would put Santa Claus over this one, mainly because I think consistently, I think the host segments are just a little bit better. I mean, none of the songs come close to matching Patrick Swayze Christmas. That is top notch.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think consistently the host segment's a little bit better. And the riffing is, I think, pretty much equal with both of them.
Yeah, Santa Claus has one of my favorite riffs. Oh, they're in the music segment in the beginning. I think one of the Mexican kids is, oh, relax, it's just Keith Magnuson. Oh, that's worse. Keith Magnuson played for the Chicago Blackhawks, and he was a tough fighter. So that joke always gets a chuckle out of me, being a Blackhawks fan.
Yeah, and Santa Claus, which, by the way, we are talking about next week. That is next week's pick. Santa Claus leans way more into the Midwestern jokes than this one does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, can we talk about for a second when they go to the North Pole and Billy and Betty are basically dressed in like what I would probably wear, or what we would wear,
what we're wearing right now.
In like this time of year, where it's that part of the year where it's starting to get cold out because winter's coming. Which I'm sure it's much for you Northeasterners as it is for me as a Midwesterner. But yeah, they're like wearing like a light jacket, and he's wearing a scarf with a cap, and she's got like a skirt on, and she's got like a jacket on and a scarf. It's like, no, it's this. You're like 30 degrees below zero. You're a
kidsicle. Yeah, they are dressed like the Peanuts characters in a Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yeah.
Which is also in the Midwest, so it's like
they even talk about it like, well, I'm glad to see they're at least dressed for North Pole. Yeah, it's 95 below.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's just great.
Apparently, that ship is a lot bigger on the inside. Yeah, it's TARDIS.
It's like a TARDIS. Yeah, it's a TARDIS.
I'm running the whole thing off a Simon machine.
Boop, boop, boop.
You sunk my battleship. Gentlemen, we
Wait,
can't
sure
all be the Honey Nut Cheerios be.
Yeah. Wait, Sherwin Schwartz write this?
Need a haircut for men. I need help big time.
I need a big time.
I also love too how the control booth is a toy box, essentially a toy box.
Yeah, it is. It literally is. I hope that's pudding in there.
Oh, jeez.
Oh man, I love
it. Just into us quoting our favorite lines, and I have no problem with it whatsoever.
Yeah, that's really what this is. This is, I mean, I told my daughter that this is the best thing she could be as a friend right now, is to be the friend to introduce her friends to Mystery Science Theater.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because none of them are familiar with it, and I'm like, parenting. But she can be the change that they need to see in this world, and it can start with this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's like something out of Scrooged.
You mean the last 15 minutes of the movie where Michael O'Donoghue ran out of Coke?
Yeah,
it was just like, fuck it, just say whatever. I don't give a
improv
shit anymore.
Just improv, Bill.
Part of the movie, I really do.
Jeez.
Like the movies.
So
this movie, by the way, before. What's that?
This movie, by the way, was the first movie to introduce Mrs. Claus as a character on film.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and she also looks like Aunt Bee.
It was a good thing she was captured on television. It's
when she thinks of the mass media, she touches herself.
I love when they freeze her too, and they get like that snap zoom, the Twilight Zone.
yeah. Oh.
Oh me, oh my, oh me, oh my, down by the river.
Down by the river.
I do that one. This is the key of a great Mystery Science Theater episode, when the riffs pop into your regular everyday.
Oh God, there's about 1,000 of those every day for me.
Yeah, I mean, we all know The Simpsons is like there isn't a day that doesn't go by where I don't inadvertently quote The Simpsons. Probably the same for Mystery Science Theater as well, and a lot of it comes from this episode.
I know one line that I can't remember. I know it's from an MST3K episode, but I'm not sure which one. Just Lordy, Ricky's 40.
Oh, I can't remember.
One of the characters in one of the movies says Lordy, and I think Crow says Ricky's 40. But for some reason it just sticks in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Let's talk a little bit about the other host segments. Yeah, we talked a little bit about the Patrick Swayze Christmas. Great song,
which is the probably one of the best host segments ever, because it's just a fun song.
And it starts with
the Invention Exchange,
a David Letterman reference.
Yeah.
Oh, let's have a Patrick Swayze.
Yeah. Also, I love the hosts, the Invention Exchange in this one.
Okay.
Hooray
for Santa Claus.
Santa. Yeah, Santa.
Wait a minute. So you're spelling it Santa, but you're pronouncing it Santy?
It's Santa Claus. Yeah. The Invention Exchange. The Wish Squisher. That's a fun.
One thing I did notice actually this watch through, it seems like they were rushing to get to the movie. Because, they went to the first host segment, and then they didn't come back to Joel and the Bots. They came back immediately to Dr. Forster and Frank. And that doesn't happen often. They usually
not really. That was
Joel and the Bots, and then they press the button.
Yeah.
This one immediately. So they were rushing to get to. They either the host segments were longer, or they wanted to get more of the movie in. I don't know.
Yeah,
it could be. I mean, obviously, there is more to this movie because that's usually the case with Mystery Science Theater, especially when they run into the ancient one who's
Chochim. Which apparently that's the Yiddish word for wise.
Of course. I had Jello today.
It's the middle September. Yeah, yeah. It's the middle of September. Oh, right for time for Septoberfest.
I've seen this coming for years now. Like, you could have let us know.
Let us know.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have no children. I have no son.
I have no son.
You're busy, man. So we'll just
I think in the original film there was another scene with Chochim that they did not cut out of the episode. I think there's two big scenes with Chochim.
Yeah.
I think the
Rifftrax Live had the second scene because I remember when I went to go see that.
Cinematic Titanic did too.
Yeah. Yeah, Hobo's right. Hobo is right. Yeah, I'd be rushing to get to this movie too because it's just such a joy.
It is.
It's only an 81
It's not a movie that. It's not a movie that inflicts pain. It only brings joy.
Right. Exactly. I mean, we're blessed that we have this riff to go along with it, and apparently two others with Rifftrax's Cinematic Titanic. Yeah. And I will say, I am always in awe that there's never a repeated joke.
Yeah.
Because when I remember like watching the Cinematic Titanic one, and being like, "Oh, they didn't say that. Oh, they didn't say that."
Yeah.
We're going out the old-fashioned way. Hammered.
Guns a-blazing.
Guns a-blazing.
I prefer the guns
Another
a-blazing,
one. Use that one every year.
Yeah. Oh, God. It's just... Yeah,
all right, so
kills
I'm actually
Andy.
curious, and this is more movie-related than anything else. How does a child procure real rocket fuel, first of all?
Yeah.
Well... Yeah, there was a time when Subway bread was made out of had a chemical or an ingredient in it that was used in rocket fuel. So I think it could maybe synthesize rocket fuel out of Subway bread prior to maybe like 2012.
Little Alchemist.
Time machine travel. or the Martian toy. How the hell? Yeah, I wouldn't want to come across him in a dark, and now I want to cross across Blinky in a dark alley.
And for some reason, Billy Foster knows all the ins and outs about the details about an airlock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He went to that special school that only kids who could provide exposition go to.
Yeah, because, they knew a lot about airlocks in the 60s.
Yeah. Well, he probably got the bends one time.
Yeah.
But I will say, Kurt was actually kind of right. This is a bad movie, but it's not a painful bad movie.
No.
There's some movies that MST3K does that there's no way I could watch the movie on its own.
Yeah.
I could probably watch this movie.
So one thing I've been doing to kind of like wean myself off of political podcasts was finding more podcasts about bad movies. And just like looking for all these movies and finding like podcasts discussing like the Neil Breen oeuvre or Champagne and Bullets or Miami Connection.
Oh, John DeHart.
Oh God.
John DeHart and Neil Breen are two of the patron saints in this one Discord I'm in called Popcorn and Pain, which John Cleveland, who's been on Triv's live streams a couple times in the comments, has with some of his fellow Buffalonians. So like Neil Breen and John DeHart, who did the Champagne and Bullet movie and those other Vandy projects, are like the patron saints.
So I heard a term for those type of vanity films. They're called black tank top films. Because they're vanity films where the lead, always played by the director, actor, producer, is invariably going to show up in a black tank top. It happens in the
Neil Breen is
the
biggest culprit.
But they brought up one. Cool Cat Saves the Kids.
Derek freaking Savage.
Even with Mike and Joel. Yeah, there are some that are super painful, even with Mike and Joel and the Bots. The thing about
Creeping Terror was one of those.
Yeah.
I love, for some reason, Creeping Terror always works for me, but the one movie that I got struggled to get through, even with the riffs, Castle of Fu Manchu.
Yeah.
That was one of the Turkey Day ones this year.
Yeah, that movie is
cautious and coherent.
Oh.
the just
I wish this movie were
nonsensical-
just incoherent.
Oh, it's so bad.
But I was saying though about Cool Cat Saves the Kids is that the
Oh,
podcast I was listening to is like
Derek
what
Savage.
you need to do is when you have your bad movie night with your friends and they're like, hey, we're gonna watch a Neil Breen movie, we're gonna watch Plan 9 from Outer Space, we're gonna watch The Room. You slam that shit down on the coffee table. Go, I brought the hard drugs.
Yeah, I brought you Cool Cat Saves the Kids, Cool Cat Fights Coronavirus, and Cool Cat gun safety film.
Oh my
Also,
god,
Derek
yeah.
Savage might sue us for this. He is
Yes,
horribly litigious.
Oh, he is very litigious because he doesn't understand how
He-
fair use works.
No, he is not, and he is a curse word in the Popcorn and Pain Discord. Because he is not welcome.
Yeah, Mike, I've been thinking that might end up having to be a podcast topic at some point of doing black tank top films.
Oh, I want to be on that. Because I got plenty. I've seen so many of these vanity projects.
Well, I know it's not really a vanity project, but Samurai Cop is a black tank top film. Live redub of Fu Manchu. They had a musician cover who lyrics about. Nice.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. But
Oh,
if you guys
God.
got anything else you want to say about Mystery Science Theater 3000's Santa Claus Conquers the Martians?
Hooray for Santa Claus.
Cha cha cha.
Cha, cha, cha.
Oh,
God.
well, let me just go find my spare beard, and I'll let you know.
Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho.
Can't you say anything else besides ho ho ho? No.
No.
Oh, no. He's like the dude from Hot Fuzz. Yar.
Oh man.
Arms.
All right.
Oh, golly.
Well, thank you very much, Hobo. Thanks so much for joining us tonight as well.
Hobo, always a pleasure.
Yeah,
He's
thank
a
you.
good guy.
And
He's
guys,
a good dude.
we want to know, what are your thoughts on Mystery Science Theater 3000, Santa Claus Conquers the Martians? Leave that polite comment below. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video. It helps us in the algorithm. Check out all of our past episodes. We're going to be doing more of these throughout Christmas. Staying on the theme of Rifftrax and Mystery Science Theater, so looking forward to that. Also, Mike and I host a little podcast called Geek Salad. You can check that out wherever you get your podcast. You can even get the audio here. I'm trying to do this before I lose my voice. And Kurt, where can our viewers find you?
Well, I am no longer on Twitter, so you cannot find me there anymore because Twitter is a dumpster fire post 2024 election. So you can find me on Blue Sky. I am at Swayze of Arabia on Blue Sky, or you can just type in Kurt Smith. Should take you to my Blue Sky.
Oh, I usually do it.
It's literally the same. It's the same kind of. I mean, it's almost identical to what my Twitter profile was. So it's not. The only difference is my cover photo is Michael Jordan's the United Center. You can also find me on Letterboxd. It's the linked in my Blue Sky. I just wrote a litany of reviews from everything from Ocean Rising, which is an asylum movie that I watched on Saturday night, to I don't know, right, Switchblade Sisters. I wrote a couple of reviews of some of the movies I watched on Friday night. I wrote a review about Madam Web, which I was not a fan of.
Yeah.
Not many people were.
Not at all. Yeah, so those are all on there. I make lists. I just made one a couple months ago for Halloween for my 31 Days of Horror, for my 4th year in a row doing that. So check that out if you can. I am on Instagram at Swayze_of_Arabia. And I'm on Facebook. Just type in Kurt Smith. Same profile as my Blue Sky and my Instagram. So I'm there. That's my plugs.
That's all. That's all he's got.
That's all. That's all
Nice.
I got. I ain't got no more.
And you can follow us on the socials. We are Geek Salad Podcast on Facebook and Geek Salad. We're at Geek Salad Radio on Blue Sky. We are still staying on Twitter just because I need to keep the domain. I don't want any Nazis taking over that domain. So I got to keep the thing live. My engagement is down to a trickle at this point. You will find everything you need on Blue Sky. So please join us where the skies are blue and everybody's happy and nobody calls me. There are no Nazis calling me cucks. So
yeah. Oh yeah, on Hobo. Subscribe to Hobo's YouTube channel. He's awesome.
Yes. Go to Hobo Films on YouTube. You can find it right there. If you saw the Avatar. And then, Mike, you want to pop that last comment up there again? Here's his Avatar right there, Hobo Films. Go give that a subscription as well.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then. Anyway, I guess that's about it for right now. So
Join
anyway.
us, won't you?
Huh?
Join us, won't you?
Thank you.
Thank you again. Thanks again,
Thank
Kurt,
you.
for joining us for this fun episode. You're so welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me back. Just this holiday season, and
Of
I'm glad we
course.
could discuss this
If the
for
time
my
forgiven.
seventh appearance. I think now seventh.
I lost track.
Yeah.
I think I was gonna say because we discussed this when I did that live stream with Trev.
Yeah,
back
and I'm
in
like, don't
October.
fucking make me look for that. Don't make me count.
Yeah, I think it's 7. I think I'm 7 or either 7 or 8 now.
You're definitely our MVP of guest spots.
Because I'm always available.
There you go. Awesome.
Hey, it helps.
But you also live in our continent as well, because our number 2 is
M.
Lives in another continent. So
you could get M. It's only midnight in the UK.
oh, it's only midnight. Yeah, but hey, we're getting her next week, so very excited.
Oh yeah, your 1994 retrospective.
Very excited about that.
I hope you do include Serial Mom with my list of because again
that wasn't on her list.
I felt so bad because I'm thinking back. I'm like, what movies are 1994 that might not be on other people's? And I'm like, Serial Mom. John Waters underrated was one of his most underrated movies, one of his funniest movies.
Good call out. So
yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, folks, we'll be back next week for Santa Claus, the Mexican version. And until next time, I'm Andy.
I'm Mike.
Go forth and be nerdful. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. We'll talk to you later.